Janitor here at the university. I've worked here for years, seen lots of things. A lot of people, a lot of change. Yeah, seen lots of things. Riots and pacifism, hatred and love, tradition and change. Kids like Erin. Oh yeah, you don't know Erin, do you? Erin was an average, ordinary kid, trying to work hard to stay in college. Nothing more than normal. Average grades all through high school, not overly athletic, but average. He got to college with sheer determination. He works 30 hours a week to afford 19 hours of classes and 10 hours of study a week. Oh, and not a whole lot of sleep. Things are a little different now. Different from the past, different from yesterday, different from tomorrow. Well, all the same, I've got to get back to sweeping. Oh, here they come.
Students, don't forget, midterms are in 2 weeks. Can you believe this paper? There's no way I can get it done by next week.
It's not worth it. My grades be passing anyway. Yeah, well, I gotta get at least a B to pass. Of course, it's still a final.
I'm going to go meet Daisy after cheerleading. Chris will be out in about an hour. Y'all want to do it?
I got some business to take care of, but I'll be there. I'm working in the cafeteria tonight, so I'll try and take my break when I see them through the line. I'm working cash register, and they're trying to trust us someone they think's honest. Sounds like me. Yeah, exactly. Look, I gotta go.
Boy, these old stoves are always breaking down. But something's got to keep me busy. So what did you think of everybody? It's a large campus, but like the brochure says, the student body isn't what counts, it's the individual. The others you met were Lane. She's a theater arts major, a sophomore. She'll perform on the stage in another year or two. Toto, well, his name is Dave, but somebody has to have a nickname. Toto came from a wealthy family, and he wanted to maintain the lifestyle, so he found a new hobby. He sells all kinds of stuff. Anything you need, the full range of campus drugs. Oh, I see him. I even have to clean up after him some. Oh, and back to what I was saying. Lane, she wants to teach teenagers to act in drama classes someday. But during one of her better performances, an agent happens to be at just the right place at just the right time. He saw her talent and signed her on a deal for Paramount. She's been in the spotlight with just about every major company now. Better get back to what I'm doing now. Looks like the lunch rush is on their way.
Mystery meat again.
Hey, I don't think I just started. Sorry, I'm late.
I'm right behind you. Practice got out late.
Dave, you want to say something today? Sorry. Sure, hey, Daisy, remind me to talk to you later.
Sure.
Quiet, sweet.
Hey, I'm taking a break now. Hey, come here. You look tired. Yeah, work's got tough.
Well, as you can see, our tale is approaching what is known as the progressing climax. Lane over there has just told Daisy about the bad news of her parents' divorce. Lane came from a rough home situation, but she loved her parents, and this is tough. Did you say David and Erin over there? Well, as I'm talking, Erin is being convinced by Toto that life is just too hard, and there is only one answer. Something to help him out, some speed or a dangerous derivative to keep him running full steam. Well, the apple trees here on campus sure are pretty this time of the year. Kind of like people. Some bear more fruit than others. About 3 weeks have passed since you last saw the players. Football season is over. Chris played well and is expected to be starting quarterback next year. He might just do it, especially with the pharmaceutical help Toto and Dane provided with it. Chris is the all-American guy. He's not overly bright, but a great ball player. That's why he's here. Oh, the coaches take care to get him passing grades, and he gets them shiny trophies for me to polish. They're on their way to class. Don't look Erin in the eye, he's pretty strung out these days. By the way, exams are half over.
I gotta pass, man. I gotta pass.
Oh, Erin, I need to talk to you about this exam.
Yes, ma'am. I'm on my attention, man.
Don't worry about it. Life's pretty easy.
For you, maybe. For some people, it's not so easy. I'll never. Dude, take it. Calm down.
Yet every year, these trees get harder and harder to take care of. They grow with time, and so do the problems. Weevils, blights, droughts. Many things that just the same old mothballs won't cure. About 45 minutes have passed. This is Miss Wayne's office. Daisy is inside in conference. Me, I'm just here to fix a broken baseboard. David, Toto and Dane should be coming down the hall any minute now.
Oh, feels so good.
Yeah, man, we're going to go. Hold on. How much of this stuff did you take?
I took that stuff you gave me, and after that I had a little speed, and then...
What?
Well, me and Chris smoked some stuff.
You're packed with speed, LSD, and grass? Who do you think you are, Jim Morrison?
I think I better go for a walk now.
So what's up with Aaron? I saw him just run out.
Oh, what's what? Okay, I gotta go. I think I better check up on him.
Oh, Chris, by the way, the coach talked to me. We found the points you were needing to pass.
Thanks, man.
I'm on my way out. Where did you say Aaron was at?
Towards the stairs, I think.
Oh, man.
Sorry I'm not in this next scene, but I think you can gather the situation on the rooftop.
Man, what are you doing?
I'm gonna fly. I can fly now. It's like I can fly away from all this junk.
No, man. Look at the front of us, so much stuff. Look, Aaron, come back down from the ledge, man. Come on.
Well, what can I say? Just another generation. Another group of those apple trees over by the AD building. Well, Aaron, he took some wrong steps along the course of life. And the path here above the Student Social Services building seemed to confuse him just as much. David, well, his parents were well-based financially and politically. They got him off the hook, and this cycle repeated itself over a course of about 5 years and 3 campuses. His parents finally sent him to West Point, disowned and disgraced. Well, the military was the one thing that could finally break him. He died in an accident during a routine trading mission. And I'm sure you remember Lamb. She had a long, hard battle coping with her parents' divorce. They fought pretty hard over her loyalties to mom or dad. Finally, she chose Luther. She continued her studies, planning to teach high school drama, but that never happened. 2 years from now, during her 3rd performance on this stage, she was officially discovered by a Hollywood agent staying with relatives in town who decided to come see the play. She became a very wealthy woman from her films, and she and her husband and 3 children decided to devote some of that wealth to a teen crisis. As for Chris, well, Daisy and he broke up over his drug habit, but it did help him to play ball. Oh, he became a living legend here on campus, until the accident. Oh, it was tragic. In fact, just about broke the students and faculty's hearts when it happened. I remember cleaning up in the locker room the night I found out. It was his senior year, the homecoming game. Of course he stopped the pills and things. He'd replace them with something a little more socially acceptable. Well, he'd had a little too much to drink that night and didn't realize when he was injured and kept on playing. He had his spine broken at the 10-yard line, in a wheelchair to the day. If the system had just tried to give him an education, but unfortunately not. So there wasn't much for him once the NFL could call him. After a lot of surgeries and multiple bouts of depression, he finally got back to life all in his 30s. He has a wife now, I hear, and they've opened up a sports shop or something for the disabled. And do you remember Professor Wayne? Well, she didn't stay here long. She was forced to resign over some campus scandals. She joined a UFO Watchers organization and, last I heard, became a tabloid columnist. Oh, and don't forget about Dane. Well, she just liked college life a little too much, I guess. She got a degree, taught here for a little while. Right now, she's a Dean of Student Affairs. In a few years, she'll be the first woman chancellor of the university, and the youngest, too. As for me, I'm still here cleaning up the messes that I can, and watching the apple trees and the kids grow up year to year and shed their leaves.